Thank you, Mr. Chair, and Ranking Member for Castor for holding this very important hearing today. A safe and well-regulated nuclear energy sector is key to a true all of the above energy strategy that lessens our crippling reliance on fossil fuels and supports true American energy independence. And I appreciate the relatively bipartisan nature of the bills that are before us today, but I do have concerns with some of them and believe that we have a meaningful opportunity to work in a bipartisan manner to bring more nuclear energy safely online and meet our growing energy demand. That being said, I continue to have concerns over the Trump administration's actions that are targeting the NRC and its independence. These actions inject an unnecessary level of uncertainty that could jeopardize projects that are currently in the works and also put safety at risk, as we've heard. And just to point out a couple of very serious concerns, we've had DOGE-affiliated staff with no experience in nuclear safety who have forced out career safety experts throughout the government and tried to illegally make the NRC into a rubber stamp. And we have 2 current commissioners that have warned that they fear they could be fired at any moment if they refuse to approve a nuclear reactor due to safety concerns. As someone with a nuclear power plant in my district, safety is top of mind, and we need to be sure that we are maintaining the safety of these projects. Work is also underway in my district to establish one of the first commercial-scale nuclear fusion power plants in the country. And this was made possible by the ADVANCE Act, which contained provisions related to regulating fusion and ensuring that this cutting-edge technology has a place in the future of American technology. So, Ms. Corsick, do you believe that the NRC is adequately balancing the need for regulation with facilitating the growth of this novel technology, which has a lot of potential to revolutionize energy production? And where do you think the NRC can improve its oversight and provide greater certainty for projects that are currently in progress?
Is your question specifically fusion or broader?
I'm interested in fusion if we have time broader, but I also have one more question I want to ask.
Okay, well, if I'm just going to say broadly for the NRC, I would say the NRC has demonstrated amazing resilience and has highly dedicated staff, and I have high confidence that the NRC is able to assess the safety of the designs that are coming at them, whether these are advanced reactors or whether they're the light water technology of today. So I remain highly confident in a strong regulator that we have at the NRC.
Turning to the Refuel Act, I am generally interested in changes that ease the licensing burden on technologies that can help reduce the amount of spent fuel we have to deal with. But I do think that efforts to export those technologies overseas, to overseas nations, should still be subject to licensing. So, Dr. Huff, can you speak to the importance of ensuring that bad actors do not get a hold of reprocessing technologies, especially from a non-proliferation standpoint?
Thank you, Congresswoman. It is pivotal that nations and bad actor terrorist groups do not get access to the capability to build enrichment facilities or reprocessing facilities that would supply material for atomic weapons. We have a great deal of expertise and capability securing such facilities here in the United States, and we have a robust export control policy that, if maintained, prevents this. International cooperation and engagement also relies on our technical leadership here in the United States. And so we have a strong voice at those tables around nuclear energy, nuclear non-proliferation policy, especially at the IAEA, when we are leading in the nuclear power industry. And so it goes hand in hand. Those regulations in the export control space will strive to protect while we also strive to promote.
And in the remaining time, Dr. Huff, I want to explore a little more about the impact the administration's actions are having on the entire NRC workforce pipeline, including grant opportunities for students, research fellowships, and trade schools that are training the next generation of nuclear energy specialists. How do we stem the bleeding and restore staff expertise at the NRC to ensure we're protecting the talent pipeline going forward?
Thank you so much for bringing this up, Congresswoman. The bill before you takes a good shot at fixing this at the hiring stage, but before that, in the pipeline, the university community has been concerned with a pause on the discretionary grants due to an executive order by this administration that NRC has had to take, including discretionary grants that support scholarships and fellowships and faculty awards and community colleges and technical college awards to students from FY24 dollars that were appropriated. Those were never awarded. The community has been engaging with the NRC on that process, but it's still not resolved.
Okay, thank you. I thank you for the extra 14 seconds. I yield back.